Hi, how is everybody today? I hope all of you were doing well. I hope you enjoyed your Thanksgiving with your family and that you were able to. I know in some areas they were complaining because the area they lived in didn't want them to celebrate and gather with families, which I think is completely wrong. If you do it safe and you do small groups with your family, you should be allowed to have Thanksgiving with your family. Now, I'm going to look over here every now and again because I want to follow my notes. I don't want to get off track and I don't want to go over subjects twice. Today, I want to speak about another YouTube channel. Her name is Susan Bassi, and I give it to this lady. She is absolutely amazing. She is a force to be reckoned with. And I honestly wish I had her brain to do the things. You know, everybody's got their level, and I'm very smart, and I'm smart in different ways. And everybody has their own level and their own ways. You know, that's why people have different careers. But I've talked to even some attorneys who, you know, I've brought up to them that, you know, how do you learn to read, you know, this section, this, and this number, this, and this, you know, it's just very confusing. And they've even expressed to me that it's quite difficult, and even for them who are attorneys who have to go through and try to figure out each piece of the law and how it works and how it ties in, etc. Anyways, the point is, if I could do that, I would definitely have been another Susan Bassi many years ago. Okay. Let me see, because I just said that point. Okay. Okay, so that basically went over everything I just said in that paragraph. Okay, and then here is where I say, this is again why I made this channel. It's for connecting and building friends and groups in all areas to support each other, not just in one way, but every way. So in this YouTube channel, I want to build it so we can find support in different ways. And I mean any level of support. It doesn't matter what your issue is, bring it to my channel and let's work together to help each other. Now, and here's like the situation with Susan Bassi. I have the mind where I'm very smart. I could, you know, hold my own in court. I've had to before. But if I had a partner or a friend that had a little bit more than I could do, like Susan Bassi, I would definitely be fighting in my own area for my people here that live near me. And I built this channel so we could all connect and find somebody to support us in any way. But I would also like to go a little bit bigger. If there are challenges in our communities, I would like to, you know, group together and try to fix what's going wrong in our communities. If there's somebody that we know that's dealing with corruption in our area, I would like to be able to get together and do that. And also, like I said, from issues of sobriety to drug addiction to family issues to, you know, the law and whatever, you know, situation is going on in your area that you find unfair, you need to find support nowadays, because nowadays when you have to fight it on your own, you're one person, you may not be able to afford an attorney because today they're ridiculous. The prices are ridiculous, absolutely ridiculous. If I became an attorney, I would become an attorney, which I did want to. Unfortunately, my life didn't go in that direction, and money, nowadays, it's just ridiculous in loans and finances, which again is a problem in our world today, which we'll talk about at another time. But it's basically unaffordable to go to school nowadays. But let's get back to what I was saying. You know, sometimes, like I have to go into court and fight my own battle. as Susan Bassi did. And, you know, it's scary when you don't know every piece of every law and every loophole. You just hope that by going in and telling your truth, that it will come out the way it's supposed to. And that's not correct, because there's many things today, whether it's financial corruption or, you know, people know each other, and your case may not come out the way you want to, even though your truth is your truth and it's the truth. So you need support, you know, and you need to find people who you can group with that can kind of help each other. And like I was saying, I guess I lost my train of thought, is if I became a lawyer, I would do it to help people, not just for the money, especially if you make a lot of money from people who can afford attorneys. You know, even finding a pro bono attorney, which they're supposed to, you know, donate so many hours a year to help people, it's not enough, because attorneys have become so expensive. Just like, as I mentioned in my other video, treatment centers, everything has become so expensive that if you're not rich, you cannot afford to do these things anymore. And that's where I feel they're taking more and more from us regular people. And this is, again, where we need to group together and look out for one another and help one another and stand by one another. And this is what I'm building my channel for. I want regular, good-hearted people who need help to find one another and try to help each other out, because that's what we need today in today's world. Okay. So just like I would love to fight in my area, like she's done in hers, hopefully I could meet people in my area that could help me with parts that I can't do, which I just explained to you. And we can also do it as a team, as well as for you. If you're the person in need and we take our group and our channel to help you, whether it's giving you advice through the channel or somebody in your area that is in your area that you can, you know, meet up with and help you, that's what I want. That's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for everybody that can and wants to be a part of helping yourself or helping somebody else and doing some good. This is what we need in this world today. Okay. And like I said, whether it's a big problem, a medium problem, a small problem, or any measure in support, we can build that group of support and help one another out. Especially with what's going on in today's world, we need support and help. We need to all start standing together and helping and supporting one another, especially since things could get a lot worse. And they can. And I believe they will. If people like you and me don't start standing up for some good in this world, things are going to get a lot worse. Okay, I'm really hoping I'm really hoping that there is more people like me out there. And again, I give it to Susan Bassi and like her to want to make a change for the better in this world, because we good people need to start standing up and fighting and making a difference in a good and positive way, which we do. There is too much negativity, hate, corruption, greed, etc. in this world now, which is causing a lot of problems for good people and getting them hurt. That should not be happening. Also, as most suffer, others keep getting richer off the average person. As of course they don't care, because they got plenty, and in their greed just want more money. Money is never enough. These types of people, money is never enough. They can be richer than rich and it's never enough. And would they help somebody else out like me and you? Absolutely not, but they won't get rich off of me and you. And these people who think that, oh, well, you could have fought harder to be rich in your life, or you could have done this. No. Nowadays, you're born into it. The way the government is set up to help people, like I said earlier, get into school, build their careers, etc. Wage and pay is ridiculous. If you don't have connections and you're not born into it, it's very hard to become something nowadays. And it's getting harder because people like you and me trying to put our kids through school is ridiculous. My daughter was just actually crying to me about that the other day. She went to school, got out a loan, which was supposed to be the government loan to help her, which was a set rate that she could afford. Didn't know, because she was young and didn't read through the paperwork, that the school was ripping her off by attaching another loan to the papers. So they didn't tell her that there was going to be two loans. And she's like, if I wasn't so, naive and young, and I would have known better, and I should have looked through more, and I shouldn't have just signed what they told me to sign. I thought I was just signing for this loan, and now I've got two loans. One's almost paid off, and of course, in this pandemic, where loans are supposed to be frozen till January again, if the government reopens, she's like, how am I supposed to make money and pay? I don't have a job now because I had to quit to stay home with my kids because my kids can't go to school. And they're telling me that if I don't pay them money, they're threatening me with this, that, and the other. Well, they can't because the government has put a hold on the loans right now due to the coronavirus. And they're just telling her, oh, it is what it is, and this is what we're asking, or we're going to hit you with even more. Come on, people. Everybody is struggling right now. And I'm sure you want your money, but people are struggling right now. And until they can go back to work, where do you expect them to get this money? They don't care because they're big business. But back to my point, now on top of that, she said, I went back to school to show my kids it's the best thing to do, and I could become somebody and be able to take care of my kids and show them how strong I am and this, that, and the other. My daughter come out of that school. They promised her a job at the end of the school, which is in their, join here because you walk away with a job, which is very misleading and should be, somebody, like I told my daughter, should be taking legal action because you do not get a job when you leave there. She found her own job, but even with a certificate, she's making just as much as a regular person at a regular job. So what was the point of getting thousands and thousands of dollars in debt just to get paid what people get paid without a certificate? And now she's got this huge debt, pandemic hits, crushes her and her husband, and she still has, kids to take care of. That nobody knew this pandemic was coming. Nobody knew that our lives would be turned upside down. But you know who's not getting hurt? The people with lots and lots of money that they really don't need. I don't know. To me, the greed, the ridiculousness of no compassion in this world anymore is really starting to take its toll. And this is not what America was built on. This is not what our lives were supposed to be looking like. And we aren't supposed to work ourselves to death to not be able to live on our properties or think how we want to think or live in peace. It's just like, and I know it's in my notes, but I'm going to jump to it. You own your own home. You work hard. You pay for it. It's yours, and yet it's not yours. You got to still continue to pay taxes. And on top of that, you have to actually be told by the government how you can live in your home and what you can do with your home. And every aspect of your life is ran by the government now, even on your own property that you worked hard and paid for, and it's supposed to be yours. It's not yours. Because you fall behind on your taxes and see how quick they'll try to steal your house, which they've done to many people, for not even what the house is worth. The house could be worth, let's just say, $200,000-300,000, and the taxes are owed $2,000-3,000, and they will take your home. Well, where's all that extra money go to? Is it given back to you? They don't even work with you. And I don't even know what they're going to do with this pandemic. So the people who own their home when the pandemic, with this pandemic here, when tax time comes around, are they going to let people slide and make payments? No, they don't let you make payments. You pay it all at once. I've even signed up because they say you can make payments throughout the year, and you'll end up paying less interest. And I've signed up for that 2 years in a row and never heard back. And it's got to be okayed. Why? Why does it have to be okayed? Why can't I just come in and say, hey, I want to pay, this quarter, and then the next quarter come back and pay it again? It's got to be okayed, and they have to send you the little bill. If not, then I pay more at the end of the year. This is where I'm saying this is not freedom. This is not America. This is not how it's supposed to be. But yet, people keep letting the government get in their head and tell them we're supposed to live by their rules. That's not what the government was made for. The government was made for us to vote people in who we trusted to run our government the right way, honest, and do what's right for the people. Try to keep some, goodness going out there as far as the police who are supposed to protect us, and the courthouse is running and whatever. And it's supposed to be good, honest work, but it's not. There is so much corruption in it now that our government it's not being fair. I'm trying to find the right words without, overstepping, because I know there's so many rules on here. And I don't want to cross any of those, even though we have the right to, again, freedom of speech. Our hands get tied like we don't have freedom of speech, and I should be allowed to say whatever I want to, but I can't. This is what I'm talking about. If you're not hurting nobody and you're not being a criminal, why are we treated like them? And in every part of our government now, and I'm not saying there's not good people, because there's a lot of good people, but there's so much more corruption right now that outweighs the good. And then if the good speak up against the corruption, they get punished. And I've literally been told that by a lawyer. I've seen it with police officers. There's videos. Look for it. If they speak up what they believe is right and our rights, they will get fired. We are being more and more brainwashed to take our rights away from us. And we are being more and more violated every day. And yet people are turning a blind eye, and I don't know why, but I am not one to lose my rights, and I'm not going to be one to lose my rights. And if we have to fight to keep them, then that's what we need to do. And I give it to these activists who started several years ago. Now, again, there are some jerks out there that shouldn't be doing it because they're doing it for the wrong reasons. But there are a lot of good ones. And they've made a difference. And I hope they keep going and keep making that difference. And trust me, I've thought about it too. I just don't have time in my life. And some work with Susan Bassi. Check out her channel. Is it San Juan He's in California. He's an activist, and that's, I think, what's his name? Oh, Rights Crispy. I think that's his area, the first one I said. But his channel's Rights, Rits Crispy. And he is absolutely amazing. And I seen him on a video the other day with Miss Susan Bassi, and they really have made some changes in California. And we all need to do that. We need to group together and start making changes in all of our areas. Just like they're doing in California, and they're fighting for their rights out there. We need to be doing the same thing. So, you know, again, I'm looking for support in this channel in many different ways, but it's for anything you need. You should be able to come here in this group and let's talk about it. Please subscribe. Let's start talking. Let's start seeing what each other needs, and let's start trying to help one another. This is what the world was made for, not all this corruption and evil. And if we don't start taking some of this positivity back and making some good in this world, evil's going to win. And we're just going to end up like the Hunger Games or slaves or whatever they plan on doing when they take all of our rights away. Or it's going to be a horrible, horrible civil war. And that's not a good, situation either. There needs to be a way to clean our government out and put some good, trustworthy people in it and get things rolling the right way again in our world. And hopefully it's not too late, because they've already tried to shut down our internet, just like the COVID. They don't want you talking about it on the internet. They'll turn your video off. If you talk about anything that the government doesn't want you to, they will take your video down and ban it. And that's not okay. You should be able to say what you want to say when you're just giving honest, truthful information to each other. It's not okay what's happening out here. I want to be able to, say whatever I need to say and whatever I want to say that would help somebody else without having to worry about if they're going to, strike my video or take it down. It's not fair, because I'm not saying anything wrong or that would violate anything or hurt anyone. I'm not hate speeching. It's just passing information to each other, and they will shut you down for it, or they will take the videos off. And I don't believe that's fair either. We have rights too. And yet I see many of channels that are bully channels that are vicious and violent, and they make up lies about people, and they give false information, and they attack people, and they switch people's, body, the head from the body to like people in underwear and stuff like that to humiliate them. And yet they don't do nothing with those videos. And that's cyberbullying. And we've talked about that before in some of my other videos. A man was beheaded in Sweden for that. The bulliers caught up with them. In one of my other channels, a lady was attacked in her home. And two of my other channels, people thought it was funny to send the police there for a welfare check and scare the heck out of these people. But that's allowed to go on. People are allowed to defile your character, unless you choose to take them to court. But it shouldn't have to go that far. These platforms should protect you from that. So this is where I'm saying we need to fight for some good back in this world, because, humanity's getting lost along the way. People are getting lost along the way. And I think this virus is causing even more so, because you're locked in your house and You have a lot of people don't have anything to do because they're locked down and they're sitting in there trying to connect with people, and they're connecting on the wrong sites and the wrong channels, and they're falling into a very bad rabbit hole instead of falling into a good one where you can support each other and help each other to do good. They're getting caught up in the everyday drama, and a lot of that follows with hate, and that's not good either. So if you want some positivity and you want to find some good support, please subscribe. Let's start talking about our problems in this world today. Let's start, communicating in a positive way and work on making some positive changes and, try to make a better life and a better world out there for each other, because right now it looks very dark and it keeps getting darker. And I just hope that, changes. I couldn't see it getting any darker than it already is today. It's really sad and scary. But, okay, let's see if I missed anything. And then I guess we'll say goodbye. Basically I went over this. Enough is enough. What's going on out there today, it's horrible. The corruption's got to come to an end. The way that we're treated needs to come to an end, and people need to stand up for themselves. And I think I went over that pretty clearly. And I know some people want to believe it, some people don't want to believe it, but I believe they're coming for our rights, and things are going to change for a very dark way. And it's not going to be good. And if you don't get out of the mindset that they will never do that to you, it's going to be a sad day and a very rude awakening, because they've already taken many of our rights already. And if you don't see it, there's an issue. And I just hope for a better outcome every day, because it's not just me. I have children and grandchildren that I want to live in a good world, a good, peaceful world, where everybody has equal opportunities. Because it's not about just race. Equal opportunity is not out there. It doesn't matter what color you are. It's not out there. And then it says, I have so much I would like to get into. Of course, I have a lot of subjects I would like to get into, but I want a group that we can start talking to each other. I don't want to sit up here and just talk to myself. I want the group to start building so we can start bouncing stuff back and forth and communicating and see where we can take this and what kind of changes we can make. Okay. And again, if you're a person who wants to help and be positive and make positive changes, and you want to see a difference, or you are somebody who just needs support and wants support in some way, even if you join, and it's, I've got like 20 subscribers right now, even if you just, get my support, I have no problem being somebody's support. Just me. It doesn't have to be a group. If you join and we talk, and hopefully we'll get some more people joining and talking, that would be great too, But if you need somebody to talk to, like I said, my email is always on my videos. Please email me or go to my Facebook, The Support Around the World, with Mindy, and you can message me, friend me, I'll accept, and send me a message, and we can talk that way. It's up to you. I've made the channel. I'm putting the olive branch out. I'm hoping you will see or come across my video, because I know there's millions out there, and that you will grab my olive branch and come in and join. So subscribe, join my group, and let's get to talking. Leave me some comments in the comment area of what you want to talk about, and I will, try to do a video on it. I hope everybody, again, had a great holiday. I hope that everybody is doing well, and try to do something nice for somebody today. It doesn't matter if you're standing in line and somebody's $1 short on their order, or you open a door for somebody. I know it's hard to smile at people now because we're all wearing masks when we're out and about, but try to do something nice for somebody today. Like I said throughout the video, there's so much negativity and anger and hatred out there now that we can bring some really good and positive back into the world if people would just change their mindset and want this positivity back into our lives. You can't want it and not participate or, put some good energy out there. So throw somebody some good energy, and hopefully they'll pass it on. And I will talk to you guys soon. I will try to do another video in the next day or two. Hopefully I'll have time because I have the kids and grandkids on the weekends. But hopefully I'll have time to jump on here and do another video. Hopefully you'll leave me some comments so I can reach out to you. And I will see you on the next video. You guys have a wonderful day. And again, please do something kind for one another. Take care. See you soon.